Hey guys, Jarjar again. Today with some more new loot. All kinds of video games, both Japanese and English. Let's start off with those. So a few weeks ago I went to the local flea market on an epic quest to find some old video games. And for the first 75% of my voyage, it was an absolute disaster. Didn't find anyone selling anything game related. I actually saw someone selling porn VHS tapes before I saw something game related. And those were a bunch of miscellaneous controllers. Really dirty, I'd never seen them before, and I kinda doubt they were still working anyways. So obviously I didn't look at them, didn't even ask for the price, I just ignored it. But then, at the 70% mark, I used up all my karma points and found Final Fantasy VII. And that's not the best part. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about how much I paid for this on the flea market. Alright, 5 seconds are probably up. I paid exactly €1 for Final fucking Fantasy VII. And that's still not the best part. Now you're all thinking, how could it possibly get better than that? Well, the comments of the woman. And oh yeah, should definitely include that I didn't believe that first either. I literally had to ask the price twice. When I heard her say €1, I was like, wait, what? How much is it? And she said it again, €1. I clearly showed the game to her so she couldn't have been mistaken. Yeah, and then she said, oh, if you're interested in PlayStation 1 games, you should look at those games over there. Those are the good ones. They're of course a little bit more expensive, but those are the good ones. At that point, I was trying my absolute hardest to hide the biggest grin in my entire bloody life. You're saying the good games are over there while I'm holding Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, sure, lady, whatever. Here's your euro. I'm out of here. Well, that's not exactly how it happened because she also had Saint Seiya, the Hades. Now, I've never seen Saint Seiya before, even though I did. I think it was all the way back in 2006 when I was just getting into anime. I did try looking for Saint Seiya episodes on the internet back then, but I had no success, probably because I didn't exactly know how the internet worked back then. I'd just gotten internet, so yeah. So anyways, I never gotten around to watching Saint Seiya, but still, the absolute ludicrousness of having something as Saint Seiya released over here, it never aired here on television, which of course is a super bummer. But yeah, I'm still surprised they actually released it over here, though it was probably more released for the Walloons than Flanders, because I do think the Walloons got this anime, and they got a significant amount of anime more than we did in Flanders. Probably because the French are a much bigger fan of anime than Belgians in general are. So yeah, and this one was, I believe, €6. This one was €1. And what do we do when we buy something, even when it's an extremely good deal? We still try to haggle. It didn't work, so I just paid her €7 and ran off as quickly as I could before she changed her mind. Also, I should say that the good games, well, they were Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, so yeah, they were technically good games, but still, you're comparing them to Final Fantasy VII. So I guess the woman did have some video knowledge, but for some reason she skipped the chapter on Final Fantasy VII. And what do we find when I just bought Final Fantasy VII? I got Final Fantasy VII 8 for €4. And like I said, I didn't find anything for the first 75% of the time. And then like 5 minutes after I bought this, I find another guy selling Final Fantasy VII for €4. Then the Bouncer for €2. And Persona 4 for €6. Still in the original shrink wrap. yeah, pretty much it's an Atlas game. It's Persona. I don't think it really needs much of an introduction. I was never aware of this game before. So yeah, kind of odd that I missed it all that time, but I finally have it brand new. So even though I went to look for old used games, I actually found myself a brand new copy of Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. The bouncer, it's short, the gameplay isn't that great, and there are literally more cutscenes than there is gameplay. I think that's the only game I've ever played that worked that way. And so that was my haul from a whole day of flea marketing, and I gotta say, even just getting Final Fantasy VII for €1 was absolutely worth it. And some more new loot I got. I think I was cleaning up and I suddenly saw that I still had a coupon for the local game store. And I thought I was about to run out in 2 weeks. So I quickly rushed off there, had a look at the used game section, and picked up Zelda Twilight Princess and Trauma Center Second Opinion. Just like Persona 4, I don't think Zelda needs a lot of introduction. And pretty much if it's a Zelda game, it's almost a guarantee that it's going to be good, unless it's of course on the CDI. Trauma Center Second Opinion, I was misled by the title. I assumed that because it was called Second Opinion, that it was the second game in the series, as in it was a sequel to the DS game. But they took Second Opinion quite literally, and it's just a different take, a different opinion on the same issue. So yeah, a little bit disappointed, but still, the game was awesome on the DS, so it's probably going to be awesome on the Wii too. And then a few games I got from a friend. Pretty much I told him I still had my PlayStation 2, and he said, oh yeah, I still got a shitload of PlayStation 2 games hanging around I don't need, I'll give them to you. So I said, alright, but you're not giving them to me for free. I'll at least treat you something. I'll at least treat you. So what we got here is The Evil Twin, Cyprian's Chronicles from Ubisoft. I've never heard of this game before, but it looks pretty interesting though. We have The Sims, pretty standard. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I'm getting into Lord of the Rings, so I'll probably give that a spin. The Godfather, I think it was a pretty damn good game. I think, I'm absolutely not sure, I didn't check it on beforehand. Commandos, Man of Courage. Actually, I haven't looked at this game yet. And it is... Oh, wait, this is... Oh, it's a strategy game. Well, as far as I know, strategy games generally aren't that good on the PlayStation, or on any console for that matter. So yeah, if it's a traditional strategy game, yeah. And Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Not really into Harry Potter, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that Cyprian's Revenge. And now, those are all the English games I got. So let's have a look at the Japanese games I got. And here we have Sony's Pocket Station. Gotta say, this little gizmo is absolutely fantastic. I've shown it to a few people and I was like, hey, have you ever seen the smallest PlayStation ever? It's this. And nobody ever knew what it was. Everyone's pretty damn impressed, so I gotta say, this is a perfect thing to get a conversation started. And yeah, of course, there were a number of ones, they were all used, but they were all in pretty good shape. And I gotta say, apart from a few scratches for something from the PlayStation 1 era, this is in pretty damn good shape. And I of course picked the one that already had a little sticker on it. I don't know if it is supposed to be from a game or if it should just be something cute. Anyways, this little gizmo is absolutely fantastic. The concept is great. I'm really surprised they didn't do it for the PlayStation 2 or for the PlayStation 3. They really should have done it, because this is actually pocket. This is something extremely small. Actually, I'll quickly compare it to my DS Lite. This is supposed to be the Lite version. Here we have the Pocket Station. Significantly smaller, and this really fits into any pocket. What isn't so fantastic is this game that requires it. I'm not gonna hold any punches here. This is absolutely 100%, no single doubt about it, the worst fucking game I have ever played, if I can even call it a game. Seriously, I'll get into a little bit more detail at the end of the video, but I can't even call this a game, really. It's really a shame because I really like the manga, but this game is even worse than the anime. So, the other things I got: Medarot 2 Kabuto version, Medarot 2 Kuwagata version, and Medarot 2 Parts Collection. In case you don't know what these games are, well, these are the games of which the Medabots games we got are the remakes. So yeah, these are essentially the Medabots RPGs, but with Game Boy Color graphics. But when I opened the Kuwagata version, this was in there. Can you spot it too? Neither could I. Instead of Medarot 2 Kuwagata version, I got Medarot 1 Kuwagata version. I decided not to be difficult, and since I didn't have the Kuwagata version already, I just sent the guy a message saying, "Oi, you sent me the wrong game, but just send me the right game and I'll pay a little bit extra for this game if you want." The seller decided not to be an asshole either, and just said, "Oh yeah, my bad, I'll send you the correct game." So, a few days later, I got in the mail Medarot 2 Kabuto version. When I opened the package, I was literally like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I once again sent him a message saying, "Oi, you sent me the wrong game again." He responded, "No, I didn't. You sent the message through the Kabuto version of the game, so I sent you the Kabuto version of the game." There are two major problems with that excuse. One, I sent the message through the Kuwagata version, and two, I explicitly mentioned that I needed the Kuwagata version. So yeah, I was getting a little bit annoying, but I decided, let's keep cool, and let's try to work it out. Then the seller responded, "We'll look into it, but can you pay an additional $8 for the shipping of the game this time around?" Yeah, it's a bit stretching it, but I decided, yeah, I'll pay the $8 because in the end that would mean I paid $8 for the Kuwagata version, decent price, and I got a second version of the Kabuto version for free. So, well, I decided, yeah, I'll just give him the $8 and hope that he sends me the right game this time around. And sure enough, he did, so I now have a complete Kuwagata version. And then, to wrap it up, I don't know if I've shown Hamtaro 2 yet. Of course, once again, I got it for learning Japanese a little bit, and, well, not really learning, just keeping my Japanese up to a somewhat reasonable level. Yeah, somewhat, I guess is the big word here. But the description here is absolutely fantastic. For sale and use in Japan only, we're already used to that because, hey, look, for sale and use in Japan only. But selling secondhand is not allowed. No resale. What? I've never seen that on any game. But yeah, let's get to the consensus that I didn't pay for the game, I paid for the package it came in. And I got the game for free. And now let's once again talk about the worst game ever. Lucky enough for the PlayStation. I will now go ahead and show you all the gameplay this game has to offer. Let's see, I think that is a decent camera angle. Yeah, open it up. We go to play, that's the only option you can really use. Select your character. And oh, I lost. Oh man, this is so exciting. Come on, Naru. I'm gonna kick your ass. A draw. Oh yeah, I won. I won. Oh, draw again. Come on. Oh man, this is so tense. I can't afford. No! I lost again. This is absolute. Come on. And this is seriously all the gameplay there is. The whole idea of the game is you have to win at least 3 times in a row to win speech options for each girl. And the rarest speech options require you to win like 13 times in a row with rock, paper, scissors. A game that is based entirely on luck. So unlocking everything means that you're going to be grinding rock, paper, scissors for an inhuman amount of time. Fortunately, the Pocket Station is pretty small, so it can be taken anywhere and be played everywhere, anytime, anyhow you want, as long as there's a light source. Because of course this is pretty much a screen like the old Game Boy. So yeah, and then when you have the speech options, you still have to link them together, and then you get an extremely rudimentary cutscene, which isn't actually that long, and I'm not sure if how much of them are new and how much of them are old, but there was one I didn't recognize and a few others that seemed complete rips from the anime. So I don't even know how much new stuff you're really getting in this game. So actually what you're buying is a drama CD with rock, paper, scissors. No. You're buying a drama CD you have to unlock by playing an unholy amount of rock, paper, scissors on a 1-bit system. It's not the fault of the Pocket Station, it's the fault of the fucking designers. The Pocket Station is meant as a supplementary device, not as the main gameplay. What the hell were they thinking? Sometimes people will say that don't play this game, watch the anime or the show instead. But even then, there's still the argument to be made, for example, with Gundam. If you play the video game, even if it's bad, you still feel like you're piloting that Gundam. But what's there to feel here? That you're playing rock, paper, scissors against one of the Love-Hina girls? Also, the most disturbing thing is, in order to match up the dialogue options, you have to go into their room, and the loading screen is your specific girl in pajamas in an increasingly, well, interested look. I mean, they're always wearing their pajamas, but yeah, they will shift your positions and kind of like blush and look at you as if they're in love with you. Of course, there's no problem with Naru, Kitsune, and Motoko, but of course we have these two. Yeah, I mean, the first time I booted up the game and I got to the loading screen, I really hope nobody walked into my room as I was playing it. That was really an embarrassing moment. I mean, that would have been super awkward. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try to finish this game simply because, yeah, I drag this little gizmo around all the time now. And yeah, just put it in your pocket. Whenever I wait, I just try to play a little bit of rock, paper, scissors. Because yeah, it does kill the time a little bit. Because when you're waiting in time, what else are you gonna do? Pretty much. So yeah, that wraps up this episode. I got quite a lot of games, so this is probably going to be my final big gaming haul for a while now. I've pretty much got enough games to play for all my systems for the immediate future. So that's all for this video, and see you guys next time. Ooh, I won. And it's a draw. I won again. Come on, I won it. Oh, haha, awesome. I'm actually doing so good in a game I have absolutely no control over. Oh yeah. Oh, I lost. Damn it.